twice the number of independent rooms as the US, and US independents generate twice the revenue per room versus their European counterparts. So you would think that these two findings basically outweigh each other or balance each other out. And in a way, that's true. As a matter of fact, the European market at 36 billion euro is just a little under the US market at 38 billion. So the two markets also differ very much so in terms of types of properties. So on the left of this colorful slide, you see European properties include hotels, apartments, apart hotels, guest houses, inns, bed and breakfasts, and even campsites. Where on the right, the US is mostly hotels and motels, with motels being virtually non-existent in Europe. And that takes us to our key finding, is that the one thing that all independent properties, really all hotels have in common, is that desire to grow direct bookings. So when we ask them, what is your most important distribution channel? The vast majority of them said it's our direct website, followed by our other direct channel, which is the call center. Online travel agencies rank number 3, actually just slightly ahead of instant booking by TripAdvisor. And when we asked about the future, the website was still a very important channel. You see them pulling back from the call center. But what do you see online travel agencies really kind of being less important and actually nearly being replaced by instant booking by TripAdvisor. And this is a very interesting finding. You should follow along with my talk. So how is this? So let's again look at the landscape. So in the US, 43% of all independent properties, they book their room revenue online, whereas that figure is less, just 36% in Europe. However, that 36% of online room revenue, of that, 71% is booked through online travel agencies in Europe. 29% book direct, and there's also some other intermediaries in there. In the US, just over half of all room revenue is booked direct. So how realistic is it really to think that they're going to be pulling back from that online travel agency channel anytime soon? This leaves a lot of properties in limbo. And what do we mean by that? Well, they know that online travel agencies can give them visibility and are important partners to fill rooms and that consumers like them. But they're also very concerned with the 3 C's, consolidation, commission, and competition, especially when it comes to marketing spend, technology spend. So you know that this love-hate relationship we all hear about between hotels and online travel agencies, it does rage on, and especially in this independent community that we've been following. This is exacerbated by the fact that there is consolidation in the marketplace. And by that I mean 87%, when we asked, what is your most effective online travel agency? 87% said ranked Booking.com number 1, 62% ranked Expedia as number 2. This is among the European independents. And that's followed by listings by TripAdvisor and Instant Booking. And then you have Hotel.de and the recently sold hotel beds rounding out the top 5. And they can't be very happy about that. As a matter of fact, the number 1 concern is the rising cost of third-party reservations, followed by the website and wanting to build up their website, and being too reliant on one intermediary. And when we ask the sector, the hotel sector specifically, now, we recognize, remember I was talking about campsites, so we recognize that a lot of the European independent properties are small, 2, 3 rooms. So we said, let's pull out independents and the hotel sector of independents and see how they might be different. These are larger properties, more likely to spread out their distribution costs and have various types of partners. And we found that they're also very concerned, even more concerned with these rising costs. And it's no wonder. Actually, 3/4 of the marketing spend is spent online. And that's high. A a lot higher than chains. And for that hotel sector, 69% is spent online, and that's actually about 3 percentage points higher in just 1 year. And what are they spending that money on? Well, reputation is number one in TripAdvisor, SEO, SEM, Google, Facebook, and social media. And then you see these other channels being less important. Future use of channels, we see the same top 3, and we see an increase in email campaigns. And something to think about really is with social media and email, why is there so much interest in doing more email? And we believe that it's because these are really cost-effective ways for independents to reach the guest, something that they understand. So they feel like this is a way I could even continue to have that communication with my customer. And then you notice Google Hotel Finder. So when you think about Google Hotel Finder, TripAdvisor, you start to see this recurring theme that comes from a lot of our research. And that is that hotels, especially independents, really see a future in these OTA alternatives, either because they just want to spread out their distribution, or they want to have more control over commission, or perhaps they feel like working with some of these other intermediaries is going to help them build that direct relationship with the customer and having them come back, even though they are other intermediaries as well. And that takes us to this other finding that despite their passion, this drive to direct bookings is quite limited. And why do we say that? Well, when we asked what kind of systems you had in place, they did have a mobile website, an internet booking engine, and a property management system. But what they didn't have was alarming in many ways. Central reservation system, channel manager, customer relationship management system, and even a revenue management system was lacking. Many did not have an app, but they did have plans to have one in the future. And again, when we pull out that hotel sector, yeah, they're a little more savvy, they do implement more technology, but still lacking in all these important systems, including the revenue management system. So with strategy and structure typically missing from distribution decisions, how are they making them? And a lot of these decisions are being done manually. And there's help out there, and I'm pretty sure many of you in this room today are saying, I know I can help these guys. I have the tools, I have the services, I want to help independents, I want to connect them, I want to give them distribution, I want to help them make smart decisions. But a lot of them aren't reaching out. So when we asked, are you using a sales and marketing representation firm, just about a fifth said they are. And the majority, and there is some overlap here, but the majority, 95%, are not. And when we looked into the future, we only saw roughly 10% saying, okay, maybe I had plans to use them in the future. And that's despite the fact that those properties who do use a sales and marketing organization find them very effective. They find they help with connectivity, they help them reach international markets, and they help with occupancy and average daily rates, two very important metrics. What are the reasons for not joining a sales and marketing organization? I can do it myself. I don't understand what these guys can do for me anyway. My property's too small. And of course, the number one reason is cost. But so what? Aren't these properties growing anyway? But that's the concern. So while room revenue for independents was up 2.4% in 2015, chain revenue was up 3.8%. So they are losing share. And that's a problem. As one European hotelier said, we are too focused on day-to-day operations and need to step back and think about how to do things. But the pressure of operational issues means that they often end up doing nothing. So in summary, independents lack the resources, they lack the tools to compete effectively with each other and with chains. They do want to grow their websites, but in reality, they are reliant on online travel agencies, and that's not going to change for a while. They want to invest in OTA